Greetings, loved ones. If you or anyone you know has hurt a child, you may need to seek therapy and counseling to develop skills that allow you to cope with children's behavior and to discipline effectively. Today, we are going to ask the question, who would hurt a child? Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell, and please share these messages with others. You could save a life. Physical abuse occurs in families of all socioeconomic backgrounds, although children living in single-parent, low-income households are at a higher risk of experiencing physical and sexual abuse. Regardless of these factors, any child, regardless of gender or age, could become a victim of physical abuse. You say, hurt a child, not me. Don't think you could ever hurt a child? Hopefully not. But a landmark research study, the third national incident study of child abuse and neglect, shows that children of single female parents, especially those where there is no connection with the father, carry a significantly higher risk of becoming abusers. This certainly does not mean that all single parents have the potential to engage in physical abuse of children. Simply that physical abuse of children occurs in single-parent households at twice the rate of those in two-parent households. The social isolation, lack of caregiver resources, and low levels of emotional support increase stress levels and the burdens of parenting in single-parent households. Single parents may lack adequate models from their past and often do not have the skills to make sound disciplinary choices. These factors all contribute to and can lead to the physical abuse of children. In Honduras, about 70% of the homes are headed by women. Another thing to know is that when a woman becomes pregnant in Honduras, in the majority of cases, she does not read books on child care, nor does she take parenting classes. Also, about 80% of all women in Honduras give birth at least once before they reach the age of 18. Hence, most first-time mothers are children themselves, and the fathers of their children, in most cases, abandon them before or after the birth of the child. Less than 15 to 20% provide any child support. This is a needed area of service in which missionaries in Honduras could stand in the gap and provide these resources and trainings to families. They call it parenting school here. Lower-income families are at higher risk for physical abuse of children. This physical abuse of children occurs a lot more often in households earning less than $15,000 a year. In fact, the NIS study shows that children in households below the poverty line are 16 times more likely to suffer harm and injury due to physical child abuse. The stressors associated with low-income households can lead parents to use inappropriate discipline methods that experts consider physically abusive. Most first-time mothers in Honduras have no financial support, or if they do, they live on just a few dollars a day. Other risk factors that make a parent more likely to hurt a child, neglect their child, or employ inappropriate discipline methods include the following. So let's first talk about parental risk factors. Negative attitudes and lack of knowledge is the first one. Negative attitudes toward child behavior, whether good behavior or bad, and lack of knowledge about child development can contribute to physical abuse of children. These parents or caregivers have unrealistic expectations of their child's development. The second is marital conflict and domestic violence. Children who witness domestic violence are more likely to experience physical abuse themselves. Even if they do not experience the abuse, they may suffer significant psychological issues due to witnessing the violence. And then there's stress. High levels of stress from financial concerns, health issues, social isolation, and interpersonal problems can cause parents to have inappropriately strong responses to their child's behavior. Then there's dysfunctional parental-child interaction. Parents who lack appropriate parental modeling from their own past rarely recognize and reward positive behaviors of their children. Likewise, they mete out inappropriately harsh disciplinary strategies rather than positive parenting strategies. For example, reasoning, timeouts, encouraging successes. So those are the parental risk factors. Now let's talk about child risk factors. Children with the following risk factors are at a higher risk of becoming victims of physical abuse. Children with medical issues or developmental delays, unwanted children, accidental pregnancy, difficult children, children with behavior problems such as ADHD, children with babysitters under considerable life stress, children with significant mental health issues such as schizophrenia, major depression, or substance addictions. Recognizing these risk factors and helping get for at-risk families could alleviate some of the danger that the children involved will suffer physical abuse. This is yet another service opportunity for missionaries. Education about proper parenting and effective discipline, as well as directing the family towards social services that can mitigate some of their financial burdens, may help break the cycle of child abuse. Again, another opportunity for missionaries. According to the CDC, over half of all children in the world, that's 1 billion children ages 2 to 17 years, experience violence every year. The question is not if you'll encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will you do when you do encounter them? You could be the person who saves a life. Micah 6:8 says, He has showed you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice. If you're a victim of violence, listen to me. You are valued, you are loved, you are intelligent, and you are worthy. There is a way out. It's not your fault. Abuse is not love. And most of all, I want you to know you are not alone. If you're suffering violence, reach out to someone today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911 for help. If you know of a child or other person suffering violence, tell the authorities. In our next episode, we will talk about how to help child abusers change. Until then, God bless you.